The city of Makkah bustled with trade and tribal power. The Kaaba, a sacred house, drew pilgrims from far and wide. Amidst this backdrop, a new faith emerged, Islam, brought forth by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. His message of monotheism and social justice challenged the established order. The Quraysh tribe, custodians of the Kaaba, saw Islam as a threat to their religious and economic dominance. Their polytheistic beliefs were deeply ingrained in their culture. The new faith's emphasis on equality and the rejection of idols undermined their authority. Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, message resonated with the marginalized and the enslaved. It offered hope for a better life, one based on justice and compassion. Their opposition would soon escalate into outright persecution. The Quraysh employed tactics of intimidation and harassment. They spread rumors and lies about the Prophet, peace be upon him. They tried to bribe him with wealth and power. When these failed, they resorted to violence. Early Muslims faced torture and public humiliation. They were beaten, whipped, and imprisoned. Their properties were confiscated, and they endured desert heat with stones on their chests. Despite persecution, early Muslims remained steadfast. They found strength in their community and the Prophet's leadership. Their faith grew stronger with every trial. The Quraysh's brutality solidified the Muslims' commitment. The more they were persecuted, the more determined they became. The flame of Islam continued to burn brightly. Bilal ibn Rabah, an enslaved African, embraced Islam and endured horrific torture for his faith. His master Umayyah ibn Khalaf would place a heavy rock on Bilal's chest under the scorching desert sun, demanding he renounce Islam. Bilal's only response was, Ahad, Ahad, one God, one God. Sumayyah bint Kabat, another early convert, faced similar brutality. She and her husband, Yasir ibn Amir, were subjected to relentless torture by the Quraysh. Sumayyah's unwavering faith led to her martyrdom, making her the first martyr in Islam. Her sacrifice became a symbol of unwavering devotion. These acts of courage and resilience inspired other Muslims to persevere. They witnessed firsthand the power of faith in the face of adversity. The stories of Bilal and Sumayyah became testaments to the unwavering spirit of the early believers. Their sacrifices strengthened the resolve of the growing Muslim community. Frustrated by their inability to suppress Islam, the Quraysh imposed a social and economic boycott on the Prophet's, peace be upon him, clan, the Banu Hashim. They were confined to Abu Talib Valley, deprived of food and trade. This harsh measure aimed to starve them into submission. The boycott lasted for 3 agonizing years. The Muslims endured extreme hardship and starvation. They survived on meager rations and the support of sympathetic individuals who secretly supplied them with provisions. Despite the suffering, the Muslims refused to compromise their faith. The Prophet, peace be upon him, remained steadfast in his mission, offering comfort and encouragement to his followers. The boycott eventually ended due to the courage of some Quraysh members who defied the agreement. They recognized the injustice of the boycott and tore down the document outlining the terms. The Muslims emerged from Abu Talib Valley weakened but unbroken in their spirit. Facing persecution, the Prophet, peace be upon him, advised his followers to seek refuge in Abyssinia, present-day Ethiopia. The Christian king Negus was a just ruler who would offer them protection. This marked the first migration of Muslims. Led by Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, the Prophet's cousin, they journeyed to Abyssinia. The Negus warmly received them and refused to hand them over to the Quraysh. Ja'far eloquently defended their beliefs, reciting verses from the Quran. Moved by his words, the Negus granted them asylum. This migration provided a safe haven and demonstrated Islam's growing influence. The early Muslims faced unimaginable hardship and persecution in Makkah. Yet, their faith remained unwavering. Their resilience, courage, and unwavering belief in God inspired future generations of Muslims. The persecution they endured served only to strengthen their resolve and spread the message of Islam. The migration to Abyssinia marked a turning point in the early history of Islam. It demonstrated the growing reach of the new faith. and the willingness of Muslims to endure hardship for their beliefs. It also highlighted the importance of seeking refuge and protection when faced with persecution. The story of the early Muslims in Makkah is a story of perseverance, faith, and ultimate triumph. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope can prevail. Their unwavering spirit laid the foundation for the global spread of Islam. Their story continues to inspire millions around the world today.